President Biden is on the ground in Israel today in a show of solidarity as the country prepares a ground offensive against Hamas. The visit comes as international pressure builds over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Jay Gray has the latest developments now from Tel Aviv.
Good morning. President Biden on the ground here in Tel Aviv, though the scope of his trip has changed dramatically during his time in the air to get here. He is, of course, meeting with Israeli leaders and their war cabinet later in the day. What he will not be doing is holding a summit with his Arab allies here. He will not make a trip to Jordan that was initially planned. And all of that was designed to really talk about and try and tamp down any violence from spreading into a wider military conflict across the region. Of course, there is big concern right now on the northern border with Lebanon as we see troops and equipment building at that border. We've seen firing back and forth between the two sides with casualties on both sides with soldiers involved there. And so that's something that everyone is watching very closely, and the tension as well as the fighting escalating there right now. Hundreds killed in that blast overnight at a hospital in Gaza. You've got Hamas blaming Israeli airstrikes for that. You've got Israel saying it was a failed rocket launch by Islamic jihadists. And the problem with this is perception is driving a lot of what is happening here. You've got the perception of all these airstrikes that have been going on from the IDF, and then you've got the hospital that is subject to what happened there overnight. And so the rest of the world is watching this and wondering exactly who's to blame. It's led to protests across this region, and those protests are going to continue throughout the day here. Again, a very different and very tenuous trip for the president, who is now on the ground here. That's the latest from here in Tel Aviv. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
All right, thank you, Graham. This afternoon, the Senate is taking steps to confirm a new U.S. ambassador to Israel. Former Treasury Secretary Jack Lew is testifying in a hearing with the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. The White House is hoping to fast-track Lew's nomination amid the latest violence in the region.